Y'all see it? We got Plot Armor with another One Punch Man chapter 190. What at 198 review? Fighting Saitama made them overpowered, bro. Let's check this out, bro. Let's go.
Cover page of One Punch Man chapter 198, Speed of Sound and Speed of Light, features a very nice shot of Fubuki.
Bro, she is everywhere, bro. She is everywhere, bro. Like, hey, I just put her on my community tab, like, bro, we can't forget about all the rest of them too now. But you know, Fubuki, she's I guess she's #1, bro. They loving her, bro. They loving her.
Rata's stash of Fubuki drawings is probably like a treasure hoard at this point. Mirroring Speedo Sound Sonic, Flashy Flash assumed an identical stance. He let his old friend know that he'd be right there with him for his final moments, because it is something only he can do. As they stood amidst the many tons of trash, Sonic questioned the mention of his final moments. With his signature smile, Sonic mocked the words of his fellow ninja. After all, he was the one who taught the guy how to use a sword when they were kids. This made Flash.
Hey, yo, I like that. Like, Sonic the one taught Flash how to do all this stuff, but Flash, I like it, man. So me, Sonic like more of the smart one. Sonic's me more of the smart one than Flash. When he was young.
Flash reminisce a bit. In the past, Sonic interrupted Flash.
Yeah, see, Flash just sorry.
While he was training against a wooden dummy. He mentioned how the kid was always stuck in the 5th squad. Sonic shrugged it off and claimed to be a misunderstanding. I like Sonic. Sonic when Sonic was a kid, like he like Sonic. I feel like Sonic was more smarter than Flash back then. Understood genius. Even back then, Flashy Flash recognized that Sonic was a weirdo. They were both in the same group of failures. But Sonic was rebellious enough to offer him advice while expecting nothing in return. He was the only person Flash could talk to, and the two of them trained together intensely. Eventually, Sonic corrected Flash and urged him to try and draw his blade with a reverse grip. Doing so would allow him to hide the blade with the bottom of his arm. He then went in for a swift strike that stopped short, but the potential lethality of the movement was written all over their faces. Sonic explained that Flash wouldn't even need to flip his wrist if he did it right. Flashy Flash accepted the lesson and immediately tried to return the favor. But Sonic quickly countered with an even greater—
Bro, Sonic is, hey, when I saw that, I'm like, bro, Sonic is, yeah. Sonic was a beast when he was a kid, bro.
Greater intensity, one that made Flashy Flash recoil. And I think that moments like these really illustrate the disturbing nature of the ninja village. Even though Sonic and Flash were able to maintain their individuality, they're still messed up in the head like the others. And at this point in time, as someone who wasn't born in the village, Flash's killer instincts weren't on the same level as Sonic's.
Sure, it really wasn't, bro. It really wasn't, bro.
And although Flash was taken aback, Sonic laughed a moment away with obscured eyes. It was then explained that a single day in the ninja village was the equivalent of 3 in the outside world, and 6 of those days were used for sleeping. That's 432 hours of sleep a week. So just imagine how much training was crammed into those 72 hours that would require that much recovery. The place was worse than a prison. They couldn't even enjoy flavored food. They also had no connection to the outside world. They spent all their time living as killing machines in training.
Wait, bro, I just noticed that thing had a mohawk. I ain't knew this had a mohawk. God, that's crazy.
The display of human emotions was strictly forbidden, and shinobi with dead emotions were seen as top performers, which is why Flash and Sonic were considered to be hopeless failures. They really enjoyed their fights against one another. And really, this gives a whole new dimension to Sonic's bad habit of smiling uncontrollably. With this additional context, I think we can assume that it may have been a coping mechanism, something that allowed him to preserve his sense of self prior to Flashy Flash entering the village. The first time Saitama saw it, he called it a childlike smile. But for anyone else, it would have been the creepiest thing ever. But being as strong and fearless of others as he is, Saitama was able to see the truth. And this was all the way back with chapter 14. In the present, Sonic's smile remained prominent as he clashed swords with the S-Class hero. Sonic then began to employ the very first move he taught to Flashy Flash. And his old sparring partner responded with the exact counter that Sonic used back then too. Just before the attack could land, Sonic kicked off and spiraled out of harm's
way. Hey, this was hard to me. That's a cool drawing right there. This right here was cool to me, bro. I don't care. I like that.
The two ninjas smiled at one another. clearly having fun and feeling a bit nostalgic. Sonic returned to his opponent with a series of sword strikes, one after another. It was clear that Flashy Flash wasn't having an easy time defending against them. Just before
this part right here reminds me so much of Empty Void on the last one, but on that last one when Empty Void was doing the backflip, but now you got Flash doing the backflip stuff. Yeah, I don't know, it did remind me of that. That just me. But that right now is this no more.
For the concluding Crescent Slash, Flashy Flash used a reverse somersault to evade. He then twirled his blade in preparation for an attempt of his own. The two went blow for blow, with Flashy Flash now being the aggressor. But assuming the position of successor, Flash's series of attacks consisted of 4 compared to Sonic's 3. This is most likely an emphasis on the fact that Flashy Flash is a bit faster than Sonic, hence the title Speed of Sound and Speed of Light. But Sonic held his own all throughout, as yet again, their swords collided. They sent one another a few paces back with the exchange, and yet again, the two Shinobis remained in perfect sync for their following moves, all the while continuing to smile with recognition. Wind Blade Kick! They matched one another with the very same move, but just before another clash could be
that was nasty, bro.
experienced, Flashy Flash pulled his leg back in preparation of a move that was his alone. Ultimate technique, Flash Kicks. The rapid-fire barrage of stomps hit a defending Sonic. He was sent hurtling a respectable distance away and into a pile of rubbish. But before Flashy Flash even made it to the ground himself, he noticed something. A quartet.
Hey, Sonic is a beast right now, bro. I like how they made Sonic, bro. Sonic is not playing right now. I like that.
Shuriken rushed from the masking shroud of dust. Then, with a wild expression, Sonic outpaced
Sonic faster than his attacks.
His own projectiles while wielding a kunai in addition to his sword. Flashy Flash just barely managed to defend against the streaking bolt of an attack. Sonic then followed this up with a trifecta of shuriken coming from the opposite direction. The 7 shooting stars made their way towards the flashiest hero. He then leapt into the air to avoid them, but we should all know this move very well by now. Just like the ones he used against Saitama and Tatsumaki, these shuriken were ready to detonate. The exploding shuriken raced after their mark. Evasion was out of the question for Flashy Flash. A massive explosion occurred overhead. Flashy Flash remained guarding when he fell from the smoke, but he was met by several of Sonic's after images.
Bro, Sonic was on point, bro.
9 Shadow Funeral.
He's trying to end it quick. Sonic really trying to end it quick, bro.
This was combined with his Wind Blade Kick, making it 9 times deadlier than the last. Flashy Flash remained calm and assessed his situation. He then cleaved through the many after images with a series of 2 swift motions. But this attack itself was a total feint. Yet again, Flashy Flash just barely managed to defend against the impromptu strike. It seems like despite being a bit slower, Sonic's attacks have a bit more weight to them. But given their proximity, Flashy Flash decided to reel back his fist. Flash Fist.
Bro, this is nasty. Oh my god.
A rapid-fire onslaught of left-handed fists were unloaded onto Sonic. When we first saw this move, Flashy Flash was desperate and without his sword against Platinum S. Even as they hit the ground, Flash's barrage continued. But once he believed the job was done, Flashy Flash leapt away. Staggering a bit from the fatigue, Flash admitted that he didn't expect to use one of his ultimate techniques against him. In fact, he used 2. He acknowledged that Sonic had gotten stronger. In this revised version of the fight, these 2 characters are depicted to be far closer in terms of skills.
Yeah, they definitely equal.
And strength. Sonic really deserves a ton of respect. As a reminder, the story of One Punch Man thus far, from when Saitama and Genos first met, has only been 2 months. Sonic went from being overwhelmed by the mere presences of Galewind and Hellfire Flame to going toe-to-toe against a guy who one-shot them both at their best in only a bit over 2 weeks. Now, you might think that's a bit ridiculous, but that's a scary thing about these ninjas. While a cyborg like Genos can benefit from frequent upgrades, we now know how much development these village members achieve over the span of just 72 hours. And since encountering Saitama, Sonic has not stopped training. He's also been defeated by Saitama 14 times. and even gets to fight S-Class characters like Genos in the process. Smiling, Flashy Flash knew that Sonic still has a lot more to give. It even renewed his hope that they could actually stand a chance against God's forces. The way Sonic is now, maybe they could even
that don't watch color right now, doing them swords and stuff.
Work together. But before he could express that, Flashy Flash was interrupted by the sudden delivery of several sizable blades. Flashy Flash looked at the many intruders and wondered who they all were. Violent Force and his fellow Heavenly Ninja Party members ignored the S-Class hero's question and spoke to Sonic instead. Force wanted to know why Flashy Flash had been lured away from their designated location. Murky Darkness didn't trust their junior from the very beginning, but didn't mind this outcome too much either way. Raising their many weapons, they all prepared to begin their hunt of the village traitor, Flashy Flash. Now, we haven't really gotten much on the whole traitor angle with this redraw just yet, and it seemed to be intentionally glossed over with the previous version, so we can certainly expect a bit more depth to be found there. And it should explain why Flashy Flash and Sonic separated and didn't follow through with their dream of refurbishing the village. Just then,
that'll probably be on the next manga.
One of the party members was launched away, much to the shock of his comrades. They all turned in the direction of the perpetrator. As Sonic dusted himself off, they all wondered if he'd completely turned against them. Flashy Flash was shocked. He couldn't believe that Sonic managed to defend against his Flash Fist. His old friend was even stronger than his highest expectations. Sonic scoffed. He intended to defeat Flashy Flash on his own instead of handing him over. And now, he was pretty annoyed that their duel had been interrupted. Seeing as this was a matter between them, Sonic insisted that the Heavenly Ninjas butt out of it. He also let them know that the whole seniority thing was annoying, so he never wanted to see them again. Still in disbelief, they all wondered if the fool had lost his mind. They didn't mind executing him right alongside Flashy Flash. They also reminded him that they're all powerful ninja, along with how pointless it would be to try and resist them. Sonic flashed them a cold and unyielding expression. Compared to Saitama, they were all even more insignificant than
Saitama got that aura, bro.
Grains of sand. Flashy Flash understood the sentiment. It was clear to him that Sonic hadn't emerged from all his battles against Saitama with nothing to show for it. Sonic then leapt to the blonde ninja's side and let him know that his life was saved by the antics of the fools in front of them. To that, Flashy Flash mentioned Sonic's ability to always run his mouth. But from there, they both agreed to deal with the—
Hey, this a hard pitch. Hey, this right here hard, bro. This is hard right here. I don't care. This is hard.
Heavenly Ninja Party together. And this was yet another exceptional revision. To explain a bit more to those of you who still don't get the point of these changes, Murata more than likely has contractual obligations when it comes to the production of this series. But given the increased workload of many simultaneous projects, the time he has available for One Punch Man likely suffered, at least for a time. But instead of hitting us up with a lengthy—
Bro, yo, I saw that on Twitter, bro. I'm like, yo, bro, this dude got some incredible drawings and stuff. So cool, so cool.
Hiatus, he continued to provide us all with content to enjoy, what effectively served as extended previews of what was to come. Mangaka make changes for the volume versions of their stories all the time, but Murata takes it to a whole different—
Bro, see, when I saw that, I'm like, bro, I thought it was I ain't gonna lie, I thought this right here was a real glass, bro. This is his drawing. You're like, bro, this is his drawing, bro. That is crazy. That's 3D. Bro, this is crazy. Ain't knowing on his art skills, bro. His drawing level is— he literally broke his art skill limiter.
Different level. One Punch Man features some of the best art in the entire medium, and this man continues to bring the heat and make sure that we are fed. So please put some respect on the GOAT's name.
Exactly.
Although there are people who complain about the remakes, I don't think I've ever seen a complaint about the actual contents of them. And
yeah, I've never seen, like, it's just certain people, man. It's certain people, they want to see that. They want to see the fast stuff, man. Like, bro, this is literally building up a story. People so quick want to see, like, just the fast pace, because they used to all that other anime stuff with the fast pace. No, bro, we got a story over here. Shoot, what they talking about?
Rightfully so, because they are always for the better. And you better let me know what you think in the comments, because those Sonic stocks are up. No Hedgehog. As always, I'm Slice of Otaku. Thank you all so much for watching.
And there you go, ladies and gentlemen, man. Hey, yo, stop sleeping on Sonic, man. But yeah, man, I love that recap. But you already know, man. Link up in the description, all that stuff, man. Let's get to the next.